Hello, listeners, and welcome back to our channel MT Storyteller. Our today's story is Life of an Orphan. So, let's get started. This story is going back to the year 1988. There was a small girl called Ifani. Ifani was a 5-year-old cute little girl with red curly hair and light brown eyes. Ifani was living in an orphanage in Ontario in Canada. Ifani was from a family who lived in Ottawa, but she was abandoned by her family at the age of 1 year and was found by a stranger at a park and was handed over to the orphanage. Ever since then, the baby was brought up by them. As a little baby, she was given everything she needed food, clothing, and shelter. Ifani grew up with a lot of orphan children just like her, and she enjoyed herself playing with them. As little Ifani grew bigger, she began to notice that many of her friends from the orphanage were getting adopted by families that visited there. Ifani began to then understand the relationship between her and the people around her, and also got to know that she was abandoned by her parents and was very sad about it. However, seeing all the other kids being adopted by families, Ifani felt that one day she will also have a home and a mom and dad just like all the other children. Days went by and Ifani was still not adopted. She then started losing the hope of ever having a family. At the age of 7, Ifani was finally adopted by a young Canadian couple, George and Nina. George was an accountant and Nina was a receptionist. The couple had no children and they had visited this orphanage to see the children there. They noticed this cute little girl. She seemed to have taken a liking to them, so the couple decided to adopt her and take her home. When Ifani was given this news, she was very excited and went and packed her bags and was ready to leave with the couple. The couple embarrassed the little girl and took her home. When Ifani reached the house, she was very happy. They had a big house and a big play area. Nina then showed Ifani around the house and then showed her a colorfully decorated room full of toys and cartoons and told her that is her own room. The girl was flying high with happiness. The couple then got Ifani admitted into a good school. The girl was very happy with her new life and her new loving parents. Time passed by. The little girl Ifani finished her schooling and went ahead to join one of the top universities in Canada. She excelled in her studies and was goal oriented and was a very obedient child to her parents, George and Nina. Ifani one day decided to visit the orphanage that she was living in. She went there and met all the management there and spent a lot of quality time with them. While she was chatting with the nun there, a few things that were said to her made her to get really curious about her past, her actual biological parents and details like that. Ifani then asked the nun there for details of her parents. The nun told her that she does not have all the information, but she would try and found out the details for her. Meanwhile, then Ifani went back home and she spoke to George and Nina and told them that she was really curious to know about her parents. They were initially worried that their daughter wanted to go back and find out all the details of her past and thought that she might want to leave them and get back to her actual parents. But then Ifani assured them that she would never leave them and she is very thankful to them for everything that they have done for her. She only wanted to know the truth of her life. A week later, Ifani went to the orphanage and met the nun, and the nun told her she had got all the details of her parents. The nun said that her parents' names were Lloyd and Shirley. They were from Ontario. They were from a very poor family and could not afford to look after a child, and that was the reason why they abandoned her. Her father, Lloyd, was a mechanic and alcoholic, while her mother was a salesgirl in a supermarket. Ifani felt sad about this and asked if the nun knew where they are living now because she wanted to go and see them. After gathering all the information of her parents, Ifani was off to see them with a lot of mixed emotions of happiness, sadness, and excitement. As she reached the place, she noticed an elderly lady sitting out near the lawns. She walked up to the lady and asked her if she was Shirley. The elderly lady said, "Yes, I am. Who are you, my girl?" Ifani, with tears in her eyes, said, "I am your daughter." "Mom, why did you abandon me?" The mother was shocked to see her daughter after 18 long years. She hugged her daughter and welcomes her into their home. The mother then explained the entire story to the girl and apologized for all things. Towards the evening, Lloyd arrived home. He had changed a lot from what he was in the past. He had given up drinking and was a work-obedient man. He asked his wife who the girl was and was soon told that she is his daughter. The couple was happy that they have finally united after many years. Ifani was content that now she knows the truth of her life and told her parents it's time for her to leave. The couple was very sad that she had to leave them and go, and they tried convincing her to stay and wanted her to at least spend some more time with them. The girl explained to them about George and Nina and all that they have done for her, and that she had promised them that she would be back home. So she left and headed home to George and Nina. Once Ifani reached home, she told George and Nina about everything that happened. They loved Ifani a lot and felt sad for her situation. Then George said that she could bring her parents to live in the outhouse of George and Nina. In that way, all of them could spend time with Ifani, and she would be able to live a happy life with all of them. Ifani soon took the news back to Lloyd and Shirley, and they moved in to stay in the outhouse. Ever since then, Ifani felt like the happiest person as she finally had an amazing family. She had both her adopted parents and her biological parents with her. This way, the united family lived happily ever after. The end. Thanks for listening. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment to our channel.